Hi, welcome back to the Chasing Tone podcast. I'm Travis.
I guess.
I don't get it, but I'm feeling it.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Or my neck.
Or my neck.
I'm Max. Thank you for asking.
Yes, I did ask.
I'm the president of Wampler Pedals.
Brian Wampler, yes, sir. So, that I'm gonna call you Prez.
El
What up,
Presidente.
Prez? El Presidente.
Like Perez Hilton.
And to the audio listeners,
We're
we're adding
chick
stupid.
that's always like, that's hot.
It's a dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Paris Hilton's a dude?
Perez Hilton.
My whole life is now a lie.
We probably shouldn't. We probably should actually tell the audio.
Audio listeners?
What am I trying to say here?
The listeners?
You listeners and viewers out
the
there.
listeners who are not watching YouTube, that we don't have microphones.
Oh, yeah. Now we just have the lavaliers.
Baby microphones.
Yeah.
Baby microphones.
Oh, dude. What else do they call them? Lavaliers? They call them something else.
Labs?
No. I'll think of it later.
Lapels?
Yes, thank you. Lapelvaliers.
Lapel. I'm not wearing any lapels.
What's that mean?
Like the doodad on your jacket.
Oh, that's why they
That's
call
a
them
shirt lapel.
Okay. Well, let's get to it.
Anyways, yes.
This guy, Travis Goodman. Travis Goodman, which has a fantastic first name. So here's a question. What do you guys prefer and why? Combo amps or head and cabs? Pros and cons of both. Reasoning, rationale.
Yep.
Thanks. Keep up the good work.
Sure do.
Right?
Yeah, it depends on the gig, I guess, man. Like if I'm playing a blues junior, I just want the combo. But like, there's times I wish my super was like a head and cab combo, or head and cab versus a big combo.
You ever tried a Blues Junior into a 412 cabinet?
I have.
Sounds
Not very
really
killer.
gigantic.
I forgot who was doing that for a while.
Good story.
Oasis.
So,
Oasis was doing that. Was their tone for like a couple different tours.
Really?
Yeah, it was just a blues junior into a 412 cab. Oasis.
Really?
I saw them back in
Yeah.
2005 in Chicago. They were doing
Sounds
that.
monster.
It does. It's pretty killer.
Yeah. It's funny because they ripped off the Beatles and Paul Weller. You got nothing. I know you love Oasis, but you got nothing.
I love Paul Weller though too.
Yeah, you got nothing. And you've once heard of the Beatles.
Yeah, my entire office might not be Beatles themed.
Yeah, even your desktop on your computer.
Even my coasters are
Yeah.
the Beatles.
Why do you use a coaster?
Because I don't like water rings, and my wife would kill me.
At work? You can't get water rings on that desk.
She'll
can you?
know.
It's like a veneer or something. Going on. She'll know. She'll know.
Part of my training.
Okay, so for me, mine's probably going to be a little bit more in depth than yours. Maybe I overthink it, but I prefer head and cab or combos because the interchangeability. You know, what changes your tone more than anything? Speakers. So why not have, like, every time I buy a head, I try to get some type of speaker cabinet with it, if I can afford it. That way, I can try it with different things.
I think speaker cabinets are just such a huge part of the sound.
Oh, yeah.
112, 212, different speakers, open back, closed. I mean, it's like you can have one head
Yeah.
and 4 different cabinets.
And have 4 different amps.
Yeah, really.
You know, and that's the great thing about it. And then I do think that everybody should have a combo as well. Like, for instance, the amp that I'm building is going to be a combo because I no longer own a combo.
Right.
So it's like, you know, what if I have a pickup gig or something? You know, I guess it's not unheard of or stupid that I bring a head and a cab to like a smaller gig. But, you know, to me, they're a little bit more space friendly on small stages.
I think it'd
combos.
be cool if speakers would be, if all the amp builders would get together and say, we're going to install speakers differently. And they used a different fastening system. There was like a quick fastener.
We talked about that.
A quick plug. That
Even
way
if it was like something, even if it was something that like had some type of rotational thing in the middle that just took one knob to turn and then it loosened all the other screws.
Right. Yeah, and then something that would plug in better besides the little not alligator clips, but the little speaker clips that suck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you don't want to have to solder and unsolder every
Right.
time. You know.
Yeah, I mean because speakers, man, they make such a difference.
Yeah, but it's such a pain. And by the time, like with a pedal, you can kick it on, and be like, yeah, I like it, or no, I don't like it, and switch.
Right.
There's no like, don't take us the wrong way. Hear me out.
Right.
There's no pride involved in the setup of a pedal.
Right.
To where if you take your time to unscrew the back of your cabinet,
Right.
if it's a deluxe reverb, you have to take the damn chassis out.
Right.
And then you put
Or
it.
for a Marshall cabinet,
Yeah.
you might as well just
That's your day.
Call half a day. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hot.
So by the time
So-
you change your speakers and you go through all the labor involved in the process, you're automatically going to be proud of that work, and those speakers are going to sound better to you because that's going to take over.
I mean, the other thing that sucks too is you have no frame of reference.
That's
so like
exactly what I'm saying.
4 hours ago, you remember what it sounded like.
Exactly. Exactly. Unless you've been playing that amp for years upon years upon years, and you know
Right.
exactly what it sounds like. But no, you're so right, man. Somebody needs to come up with that. The problem is if a guy really sat down and tried to solve that world's problem, they would make tens of dollars.
That's the thing. There's no
You
money.
know-
There's no money in solving that problem.
Yeah, exactly. So no one wants
Unless
to solve it.
you're Celestian.
Yeah,
Actually.
exactly. And you have the
You have the resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they could make that money back over the course
Right.
of
'Cause
15
they'll
years.
sell a ton more speakers because it's easier for the average Joe
Right.
to replace a speaker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
So there's
come
your
on, Celestian.
Celestian. There you go. Just
Or
send me
WGS, come on. Bart can build anything.
exactly.
It's true.
Dude,
Bart and David being the owners of WGS.
yeah, out of fish bowls and old
But-
refrigerator parts.
Yes.
You give them that, they can build anything.
They're resourceful enough where they would like, let's see, I've got 3 screws, a block of wood, and a file.
Yeah,
I
but-
think I'll build a CNC machine.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, man, this CNC machine's going to cost $250,000. I bet you for $10 we can build one.
and,
And
then,
it will be better.
and then they do it.
Yeah.
Snorkel, some 10-foot width bond.
That,
Never mind.
that remind me to tell you about the trombone made out of a trombone. Have I ever told you about this?
No.
Yeah, I have to tell you. I'm not going to give instructions.
Yeah,
But-
let's do that.
Hashtag stoner.
Yeah. And no, did you say hashtag stone? It was years ago. Dude, the last beer I had was, when was it? Friday with you guys?
Yep.
I drank 2 beers last night. Mm-hmm.
Were you okay?
Yeah, it was fine.
Great.
I just, for some reason, I'm falling out of love with the beers thing. I don't know why.
It's okay. Just take a deep breath. Don't do anything.
I know. It's kind of like I fell out of love with bacon for a while, and you got mad
that
at me.
doesn't make sense.
Remember you got mad at me?
I
was like,
blocked that out of our friendship.
I was like, it was just on sandwiches. I couldn't do it anymore. Like,
It doesn't even make sense.
I
I don't
know.
get it.
Like I could do it. Like today, my wife made French toast and bacon. And it was delicious. But like the thought of putting bacon on a cheeseburger right now
yeah.
repulses
Oh.
me.
What?
Oh.
I know. Look, I'm still sitting
might
upright as
need
if
to
I have
seek
a
counseling.
microphone. Well,
How's
yeah,
your-
but that's completely unrelated to bacon.
With the bacon deal.
I gained 5 pounds when you're talking about bacon just now. That's how much I love it.
He said I gained 5 pounds just from talking about it. That's like, never mind. I'm not even going there. Never mind. It had something to do with.
Right, you turned the filter down, aren't you?
Yeah, I did. You proud of me? Okay, now see. Okay, window laughing, window shopping. Okay, that was me because that's his real name.
It is.
Sorry, dude. My last name's Feaster.
Oh, there it is.
You
You know
guys
what I
have a last name?
Yeah, Max Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. It's like, no, you don't need a last name. You can know their first name.
Yeah, because it's not Jeffries.
It's
Everybody
Jeffrey.
always thinks it's Jeffries.
2 syllables.
So you
Remember-
have 2 first names. Or,
I
yeah.
have 3 first names.
Remember that time I mentioned you in my liner notes in my second album, and you corrected me on the spelling of your name? What a jerk! He
I felt
seriously had a
terrible.
conversation with his girlfriend. He's like, should I correct him because it's real cool that he put me in there, but at the same time he misspelled my name. I'm like, yes, correct me. You know?
I was like, I know it was last time.
Yeah, we'll let it
You
slide.
can correct it if you want, but if not, that's cool too.
Yeah, that's what he did. He was like, if whatever. I was like, no, I'll change it. It's fine, because I handed him like a comp of it before it went to printing, but like a sample or whatever. But anywho, Wendell, is it Wendell?
Sure.
Okay. He says, hey Brian, I've got a Dr. Z EG50 amp, and I'm using your Ego and Paisley pedals, which are awesome, I might say. But I was told that you could use, I think, the Paisley pedal instead of an attenuator. I was told my sound was losing tone because I was only running volume on 2, and I play country. What do you think about a Dr. Z air brake, and do you think I need one? I sure would appreciate your input.
Wait, that wasn't Wendell Laughlin. Wendell Laughlin was the one about.
Oh man, so we already
So
said
this
his.
this is Jimmy Moon on Facebook.
Oh, from Jimmy Moon. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Jimmy. God,
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah, the window one was about the resonance control. So
Yeah, we did that
yeah.
last. Okay, but we got him taken care of.
No, we did that off camera. You're asking about it.
We never did that on camera?
No, you told me to shut up and save it for the show.
Get Jimmy's first, then we'll go
yeah.
to Windows.
Let's go to Jimmy. Don't let me forget to go to Wendell.
Don't forget
Okay.
Low Vintage
Okay.
either.
So Jimmy Moon.
Wait, real quick. We have to do this. These guys sent us shirts. Sorry, I'm knocking stuff over. That was me. But Low Vintage, they sent us T-shirts and a nice handwritten card.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's the world
Thank
needs
you,
more.
Logan.
The world needs that, and they're a Wampler dealer.
Yeah.
And thank you for the shirts and the handwritten thing was really nice. Thank you. That was great.
Even though Travis threw it, we really did appreciate it.
No, that was making fun of myself because I knocked my tea bottle off before that, and I was mad at myself for being clumsy.
You're clumsy.
I am clumsy.
Hashtag klutz.
How do you spell it? K or C?
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
So that's all you, Brian, as far as using that. I think I know what he means by using the Paisley drive as an attenuator. I think I know what he means, but you go ahead.
Yes. So what I'm thinking here, I actually answered this via email too, I think.
It's what?
I answered this via email too, I think. I'm not like super familiar with the air brake because I don't usually use attenuators, but I think they work decent to get the preamp and power amp working good. I think you lose some of the sound from the speaker. You're not moving as much air.
Right.
So it's not exactly the same, but you know, it's another way to get there. It's another way to get more distortion and overdrive. Did your tea like literally pop back up? That's awesome.
Wave, Bob. Give away.
Wave, Bob. That's Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, Bojo.
The one and only picture.
Did you see that picture on the podcast when we were talking about it? We're like, well, there's a picture of a Bob, and it was like this much of his face.
The same thing. I wrote a blog about Bob. I was like, hey, send me a photo. And I was like, just like right here.
Look at it.
The light that burns.
It's not that like when we're talking and there's this pop bottle flies up over your shoulder. It's awesome.
That's all. I was like, what the heck? But okay, so go ahead.
Anyways, I don't know what that was, but if you're on to
Air brake.
if you're on to and you're on a Dr. Z amp and it's a 50-watt amp, so it's probably pretty loud.
And I will say one thing about that amp, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, an overdrive is perfectly fine to use that. I mean, should you do one versus the other? That's like saying, should I eat peanut butter and jelly or should I eat a ham sandwich?
Or peanut butter and mayonnaise.
Right. I mean, it's like whatever floats your boat. Whatever you like sounds good.
Peanut butter jelly.
There is no defined absolute way to do it. It doesn't exist. It is your opinion.
You know what's so funny? Is we're still leaning up as if there's microphones. It's more comfortable because we've been beaten into submission of having to talk into a microphone.
I guess so.
Isn't that crazy?
Take the good, take the bad. Take the
Well, if I'm like this, I feel like
Our podcast.
I noticed last time I leaned back, I started like putting my feet up there, and it just like I was getting comfy.
Yeah.
And so
That's why I yawn so much. Now you guys understand. It's like
That's why you yawn so much.
it's comfortable.
The easy.
Can I see that?
Yeah, because I know what watch what he's gonna do.
that was the tea bottle that.
He does that like if I click a pin too much, it will click. Like, hey, can I see that? And then I'll just fire it across the room. Thanks. Or anything that I'm doing just to annoy him. He'll be like, hey, can I see that? And I know what he's gonna do with it, but it's so funny, so I just let him do it every time.
Makes you laugh every time.
Yeah, it sure does. Just like when I'm driving down the road and for no reason, you know what I'm getting ready to say?
It off the horn.
Yeah, I'll honk the horn at people. It's my way of saying hello, but people get really offended.
but not like a little beep, like, and then laugh like to it.
And when I got my license about 45 years ago,
Crank start the car.
pretty much. Yeah, and literally, one of the things that I noticed about the driver's ed book is that it said whenever you're passing someone, you have to honk the horn.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that was one of the things.
So when I ran you off the road, I was being courteous.
Nobody had a worse driver's instructor than me.
I don't know. I may be able to argue, but you go first.
My dad taught me how to drive, right? And he was teaching me how to parallel park. So he set up a trash can in front, set up a trash can in back. And we were driving a Pontiac, Montana minivan, this huge
I remember.
boat of a minivan. So like I was just terrible at parallel parking. I kept knocking a trash can over. My dad would be like, congratulations, Max. You just killed Susie because you can't parallel park. And I got to tell Susie that you killed their daughter because you're a bad parallel parker.
Oh, man.
I don't parallel park to this day. I will drive and park 5 miles away so I don't have to parallel park.
That's
or make
wild.
Travis do it.
Yeah, exactly. But me, I I take parallel parking like as a challenge. If somebody says I can't do it, oh, you're in for a ride because it's going to happen.
You're like that cat that tries to fit inside the cereal box. You're like, I can do this.
But I do it. But
I'm the guy that, like, when you go down the road and you see one car that's sticking out about 4 feet because it couldn't
That's
parallel
you?
park, that's me. That's me.
But no, my driver instructor, he's dead now. But he was he was old. He would fall asleep during the thing. He would be like, and he'd get on the highway. And where I lived was in Bloomfield, Indiana. And we would always drive to Bloomington, Indiana, which is like where IU is and whatever. But the road that takes you there literally is one of the most dangerous roads in the country. There are more fatalities on that road than most roads. You know, it literally is one of the most dangerous.
Is that country road that winds around there?
Yeah, it just curves forever at 50 and 60 miles an hour.
Right.
Yeah, because you get it on the way to I-69.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a dangerous road. Well, he would basically get us in the car and then just fall asleep and say, wake me up when you get to Bloomington. But the problem was, it's a 45-minute drive, and I'm a terrible driver to begin with. And I had a problem where my elbows would stick straight out because I'd be so nervous and I'd be white-knuckled. So like every time I turned, it wasn't like one smooth turn. It was like 100 little different turns. It was like, but he would fall asleep. But the problem is he would move his feet a lot when he'd sleep, and he'd always hit that damn brake on the passenger side floor. So you'd be driving, next thing you know, your car locks up. So you're going 55 miles an hour down the worst road in Indiana, and then your car starts to lock up. You have to like smack his leg and say, Mr. So-and-so, wake up, you know? So I'm not saying he's worse than your dad, but he about killed us. But
my dad almost killed me.
and then we would listen to Van Halen on the radio, who we all know has unbelievable guitar tone.
Driver instructor?
No. Okay, where's that one for Max?
Oh, we don't forget window laughing.
Oh, damn it. Yeah.
Resonance control.
Okay, yeah, this one is totally for Brian.
I can make it easy.
Okay, just a question for your podcast show. Or do you mean make the thing easy?
No, I'm saying
Okay.
I can answer it quick.
Okay. I'm wondering if Brian has ever tried a resonance control on a drive pedal to accompany the 3-band EQ. Is this even possible? The reason I ask is because some of my most favorite amps, he must be British, he says favorite, amps,
Spelled it.
yeah, had resonance controls, and now I use a Vox AC15C1 that is limited to its EQ control, and I am a drive pedal fan now. I will be honest in saying I do not have a Wampler pedal on the board. However, I have been looking at the Flexi Drive pedal. No one's perfect.
It depends on what that resonance control is doing. So, if I draw a schematic up, I can take anything and call it resonance. It doesn't matter what it's doing. I can actually physically put
You're
that
saying
name
it's
on
marketing.
it.
It's marketing.
It's what you want to call it. Yeah, I mean, I could take the bass control and call that resonance instead of bass, or mids, or treble. I can call tone, or I can call it. I mean,
Right.
So the question is, when you say resonance, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the negative feedback from the output of the amp that's come back in, or is that what they're doing for resonance, or are they?
Or I can answer it in a layman way.
Okay.
What you just said, not the overall thing.
Sure.
But where are you getting this resonance feature? Where did you see that word? What amplifier did you see it on? That would help him a lot.
Yeah. If I saw the schematic and I said, oh, that's what they're doing. So the pedal version of that would be this over here.
Right. Like, are you seeing resonance on a Marshall or a Fender, or is it on the Vox, or is it on a PV? You know what I mean?
Like if we're talking like a presence control on. If we're talking like a presence control on a Vox or something, then that's just a simple passive low pass filter on it.
Yeah. I told him we were doing our talent show, and he keeps calling me Chris. But
it's Presley.
Yeah, but so it would really help you to know what they're referring to as the resonance control.
I can't
if he
answer
means
that
a presence
schematic.
control, then that's something completely different.
Right.
You know.
So if you have a question like this in the future, send a schematic with you.
Or you don't have to send it. Just tell us.
Or you could just say yeah, it's the PV Classic 50 or whatever.
Yeah, because the problem is, and I don't mean this to like the viewer, the person that would write in. I'm talking about myself. Like, if you said send me a schematic, I would Google the amp that I had, then schematic, and then whatever came up.
Right. It may or may not be right.
Yeah, who says it's right? You know.
Like, this is a terrible drawing. I don't understand any of it.
Like,
It
What's
doesn't
this
look like
map
a
of?
horse at all.
Yeah, where does this go? but see, I get tone questions on the regular. Modern C-neck, would I like it? Yes, he would. He would love it, but whatever.
Or would he?
Yeah, or would he? But
So yes.
yeah, like the thing is with the schematics, they change with everything, right? So like, for instance, I added a mod on that little amp that I was building to flip it from solid state to tube rectification. That changes the whole schematic, right? That section of the power tube, right?
Yeah, it changes the rectifying part.
Yeah, see what I mean? So it's like Sunny Beach. Hashtag Sunny Beach. That's a good one. Over. So, okay.
So what's the max one you got?
The max
What's your
one.
max question?
How did I get so handsome? Good genetics in the Midwest.
Yeah, the Midwest.
That's what I'm made out of.
It is what you're made out of. In the
Skin
Midwest.
and Midwest.
Skin and Midwest. And barbecue sauce.
Oh, yeah.
That's Midwest. No, that's Southern.
Bacon.
Maybe you say bacon.
Yeah.
It's part of the
Donuts.
Midwest.
But
What's the rock'em sock'em thingies that I saw on Instagram?
None you?
none of your business. Come on.
Nice.
I thought we were
That's
gonna
Bravo.
have like some duking it out party.
Yeah.
on the
Kathy hit it,
podcast.
so I want to play with it. Over
You put up your dukes. You say put them up, but I have no dukes.
Who is this dude?
Who is this duke? I have no dukes to put up.
It's a very dangerous.
Is it better? Did we ever tell you the very dangerous story?
No.
Max
Is
and
that
I.
a Russian accent or what is that?
We're not really
we
sure.
don't know, but it's something along there, but along those lines. But this giant of a man,
He was huge.
he was like the specimen. You know what I mean? He was like super soldier guy.
He looked like the Russian guy from Rocky.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. He
Just
looked like that
ripped
guy.
like Jesus.
Yeah, like ripped like Jesus. Let's go back to the Rocky guy.
Like
Okay.
abs and stuff. Anyway.
But how do you know he's clothed? But we would assume so. But this guy, he had to be like 6'5", 6'6".
Oh, yeah,
I
he's
mean,
way
just,
bigger than me.
you know, perfect jawline. So you expect him to be really cool or whatever, and then he gets drunk and he starts playing foosball, right?
With all his other buddies.
With all his other buddies that were like, you know, normal people. And every time he would spin this foosball thing, and it would almost lift the thing up off the floor. And every time he would score, he'd go, "Very dangerous, very," and all this other stuff. And then they would start speaking in, you know, what I assumed to be Russian.
Right.
And then every time it's "very dangerous," and Max and I were just looking at each other like,
Don't
if this was
laugh.
anybody else, we would laugh, but this guy could literally kill us with his middle finger.
With this probably look at us.
Yeah,
and
yeah. He did. He looked at me and I froze. As whatever you want. Do you want
Mind
my wallet?
punch.
Yeah. Yeah, mind punch. Very nice. No, that's great. I love it. I love it. But yeah, that's the very dangerous story.
But yes, skin in the Midwest. That's what makes me so handsome.
Yes.
Thank you.
But okay. Lars Nilsson. Question for Max. Parentheses and the others, I guess. Fair enough. I get that. I get it. I'm not even mad. Hey guys, love the show. Now let's get down to business. I'm assuming, I don't know, if you're not from America, we call it brass tacks. Let's get down to the brass tacks,
Boom.
right? So let's get down to business. How different do you dial the tone knob on your tube screamers? Seeing as you usually use at least two, do you just stack the gain up or use them to vary the tone? Also, is there such a thing as hashtag too much mids? When you stack the tube screamers together, do you dial the mids down on the amp? Sorry if this was just a Max question. Brian can sit this one out and let his mind wander into the world of capacitors. Cheers.
You just asked like 604 questions. No. I set pretty much my tube screamers are almost the same. I set the first one kind of everything at noon. Second one I kind of turn up everything at noon, and then I kind of turn the gain up just a little bit. Then on the amps I kind of turn bass, middle, treble. I turn the treble and bass up just past noon, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock, and dial down the mids.
Okay, see, I
Kind of compensate for it. And there's no such thing as too much mids, ever.
ever.
Not in the context of a band, that's for sure, man.
Yeah, I was going to hit on that. So great. The one thing I was going to say is I actually, I use 2 tube screamers as well. Sometimes, the majority of the time, I would say, and I set them up completely different.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I set one up to kind of be like just a good tube screamer tone. Just a great tone, which is normally the mids down a little bit, or on the Clarksdale, the middle control is always straight up. Mm-hmm. The tone or treble control is, I don't know, maybe 10 or 11. The bass depends on how loud I am that night.
Right.
You know, and that
Yeah.
makes sense. So if I'm not very loud, I'm going to crank the bass. If I'm loud, I'm going to dial it down.
Right.
So the beauty of an active EQ, because you don't have to go to your amp to do it. You know
Right.
what I mean? And then change it. But anyway, then the second one, I always, assuming it's a 3-knobber, Yawn Can. But
Call me Yanni.
yeah, Yanni, yeah, whatever. But
Not made up.
now
of
Yanni, are they dead?
rules.
I'm not
Just-
sure. But anyway, somebody's going to be dead eventually.
you, if you keep asking that
yeah,
question.
yeah, you're probably right. But I did read that. But I set the other one with the tone, I would say on like 8 or 9, way low, because I'm not a firm believer of what Max says. There's no such thing as too much mids. Although in the context of a band, you need those to rise above the mix and not sound shrill.
Right. You want to compete with the bass.
Exactly. But what I've found is the more, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but in a traditional tube screamer circuit, as you roll up the gain, it also adjusts the tone. As far as to me, it gets a little brighter.
Does get a little brighter.
Yeah, so what I do is I run my second tube screamer. My second tube
To
screamer
be
is,
exactly precise, it's 723 hertz that it's getting brighter at.
see what I mean? So like,
It's 1 minute.
that's up there. So like, what I do is, I roll my tone like 8 or 9, but I also run my gain like almost wide open, because my second tube screamer isn't meant to be polite.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Didn't you have your looper set up as a green one and the mean one?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's kind of like one is the nice conservative one, and the other one's here to party.
yeah, exactly.
Mind punch.
Yeah, mine was-
That's
But
a two screamer
that is a
combo.
tube screamer, right? But hashtag.
Boom. That's
Boom.
just hashtagging an elbow.
That doesn't, that doesn't
Just like
translate well on the audio version.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
you know how to watch
It's a
video
special
version.
Yeah, you have to watch the video
Special
version.
punch,
Max
Travis
is not
does.
bald.
I'm not.
But he does look like Seth Rogen.
He just kinda,
Whatever.
not so much anymore.
Now too.
But yeah, that makes sense from a scientific reason why I crank down my mids as I turn the gain up.
It's science.
It's science. I don't expect anyone to understand other than
Boom.
Brian
It's maths.
Or Dr.
Matt.
Z.
or Dr. Z because
he's a
he's
scientist.
and he's a doctor.
Or doctor.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, yeah, that's a good question, man. Because you are the tube screamer guy.
I am.
Say toy boat 10 times. Yeah, you can't do
I
it.
can't do it.
Yeah, toy boat, toy boat. Is Bob behind me again?
No.
Huh? What's going on behind me? Are you messing with Jeeves?
I'm messing with you.
Messing with Jeeves?
You eyeball me.
You have on me, Jeeves. But so no, that's a good one because you're definitely a tube screamer guy. I was for a long time. I still kind of am. But you're right. At my looper, I used to name one of them the green one, which is the tube screamer, and then the next one was the mean one.
Mm.
And that would always swap out for each gig. And what's so funny is it would always swap out to some type of tube screamer style pedal. But in my head, I'm like, oh, this one sounds better today.
I'm like, yeah, it's safe.
It's the same.
Someone's gonna do like 2 of those in a pedal. Call it the mullet. Like the business and a party.
There you go. There you go. Or what about Josh and my idea for a pedal? Remember that? Yeah.
I'll just say it, the Leonard Skinner pedal.
No, it's not the name of it. We
I
have a
tell, I'm
name.
not going to say the name, but that's what it is.
It is. It's totally Skinnered in a box.
It's the Sweet Home Alabama Drive.
Yeah. Yep. Patent pending. I'm telling you, you two resistor types should get together and do it. You like that, you two over there? Because you can go this way with it. You know? But you two resistor types should get together and build it. Boom.
What would we call it? We should like combine the name. Like Wampler Jiggers or just Swampler.
Yeah.
No. it didn't work.
Or, yeah, I got nothing.
Jawampler?
Scompler for his last name?
Maybe.
Accomplish.
Maybe.
No.
Skatompler.
Skatompler. This is getting out of hand.
Until next week, don't chase yours.
All right, take us out, Max.
I won't take us out. That's your job. Do it, monkey.
Do it, Max.
Take us out, monkey.
Fair enough. But no, if you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, or general ramblings, drop them in the comment section below. We forgot to
Or if
leave
you're
us-
listening.
Yeah. We forgot. Leave us a review on iTunes. It's back
Oh,
up.
yes.
Or wherever you guys download this thing.
Just leave us a review on iTunes.
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah, regardless.
Because it actually helps us get out to people whenever they're looking for.
And wouldn't you want to share this? Hey, tell your friends, tell your enemies, they'll become your friends. But no, seriously, shoot us an email, podcast@wamplerpedals.com, Chasing Tone Podcast on Facebook, Chasing Tone Podcast on Instagram.
Text Max at 765-352.
Yeah.
That's not my number.
It's totally not his number, but because it starts with a 3.
Oh,
Sure.
now I
Yeah,
have
you guys
to-
can use that excuse.
Yeah, you're like, here's Max's number. You press the thing that says Max.
And Travis is never seen again.
Yeah. Well, no. What I'm saying is I don't know your number. That's what I'm saying because I just hit the button.
And you were never seen again.
But yeah, so Wampler Pedals Tone Group is really taken off. And yeah, think of Wampler Pedals Tone Group as the title of the group. It's kind of like a tone group presented by Wampler Pedals. It's not like hey, this is a tone group if you own a Wampler pedal.
Right. No, it's
You
just
know.
more like talking about things to do with guitar tone.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Oh,
it just so happens that we pay people to work it. To
Oh,
answer
okay.
questions. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So-
Boom.
But yeah, also
Therefore, it's motivated.
Moderated.
I can't talk today.
Motivated.
It is motivated and moderated
Yeah.
by
Motivated.
a very great person, Alex Clay.
yeah, Alex, man, he's all over it. He loves him some guitar tone, and
And
moreover,
yeah,
Swampler.
and Jason and I, actually, we all kind of
Yeah.
we all jump in on there between.
A lot of stuff
Works
though
out.
is like somebody will mention something, and then I'll look at it, and then it's so interactive, and a lot of people on it.
Right.
You'll see 20 some responses, and you'll read through them. You're like, yep, somebody already said what I was gonna say.
Right.
And then like, for
That's when
instance-
you just like it.
yeah, exactly. So I answered one time, and it was like 2 seconds before Alex did, and Alex erased Alex
rubbing off.
erased his and said, "Travis beat me to it." You know, so it's cool that like you can get almost instant. I'm not gonna say answers, but instant opinions.
Mhm.
If it's about our product, then yeah, you're gonna get pretty close to instant answers.
Mhm.
You know.
But there's a ton of people on there, so even if it's like, hey, here's my 3 pedals that are Boss or whatever, which one would you put first? You're still
Yeah.
going to get, someone's going to answer within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So-
And I'm always a smart aleck. Somebody had like 3 awesome pedals. They're all dirts, and they're like, one's got to go. Which one goes? I was like, none of them. Don't ever mention that again. Keep them all. You know what I mean? But
could you?
also check out Max's blog. It's
Boom.
doing really good.
Allthepedals.com/blog.
Yeah, just /blog, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, Max posts selfies of there on there.
I do.
Bathroom
man.
selfies.
You never had, not of you, right?
Mostly bathroom selfies.
Bathroom.
I posted a selfie of Bob.
Yeah, you did. There's a Bob selfie on there.
He's not very good at it yet.
Yeah, he'll come around. He just gets half his face, not even half his face, like an eyeball. But so for Max and Brian, I'm Travis. Thank you so much for listening.